32 source. Live from Chicago, this is Fox 32 News at Noon.
Now at noon, shocking news that Hollywood director Rob Reiner and his wife were found stabbed to death in their home. Police now have a suspect. The deadline is approaching for the mayor and the city to reach a new budget. If they don't, it could be Chicago's first government shutdown in history. And taking a live look outside, it is another cold one, but a break is coming very soon. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Sylvia Perez. Let's take that live look outside once again. Yep, it's cold out there, but better than yesterday. And there is a bit of a warm-up coming our way. Caitlin has a check of the forecast.
And it is still a very cold day to start off our work week. We had a chilly weekend today, though. We are improving temperature-wise into the 20s this afternoon, but it's going to feel like we could be in the teens. We have mostly cloudy skies, but silver lining is dry skies are expected for us in Chicagoland today. It is going to be a gusty day, though, with winds at 25 to 30 miles per hour through the afternoon. Right now, seeing that range, mid to upper 30s at the highest currently for those wind gusts. This southerly wind is actually going to contribute to those very cold wind chills. Over the next 12 hours, this is what you can expect. As mentioned, we do expect to climb out of the single digits for the feel-like temperature, but as our highs are in the 20s, it's going to feel like we could be in the low to mid-teens. Now, I will say, over the next few days, temperatures are going to be improving. It will be above normal by the middle of the week, but then we have the chance for some wet weather. So here's your 3-day outlook. Tomorrow, 36, back to where we should be for this time of year, and there's more sunshine in the forecast. Then Wednesday at about 40, before the mid-40s are here on Thursday. We also, though, have that chance for some rain. What about this weekend? I'll let you know ahead.
Thank you, Caitlin. Well, Chicago City Council is working right up to the deadline to pass that city budget. Paris is joining us now to let us know where everything stands, and woo, they're getting close, aren't they?
Sylvia, it's changing by the hour here. There's supposed to be more meetings today, more negotiation. Now, a coalition of alder people today say they're upping the ante to try to get a deal done before Christmas. They've come forward with a new proposal that eliminates a $9 hike in the garbage collection fee. They say they found a way to fund all the city's priorities without needing that hike from about $9 to $19. And they plan to meet this afternoon with Mayor Johnson. They're saying, quote, "We believe that this final proposal represents the position of an even broader number of alders than we had just a few days ago, and are excited to move this forward in this process to avoid a shutdown and give residents, families, and businesses the peace of mind they deserve as we close out 2025. Now, they had 27 alders signing on to their alternative proposal last week, so perhaps if they have more, they might get to a veto-proof majority. Some of those alders were wary of that garbage collection fee, but the sticking point with the alternative proposal here is no corporate head tax. Mayor Johnson has revised his proposal to only apply a head tax to companies with 500 people or more, worth $33 per head. But these opposition alders are backed by members of Chicago's business and civic community. And to give you a sense of how heated things are getting, one of those groups funded an ad that played during the Bears game this weekend, laying a lot of the blame on the controversial Chicago Teachers Union for pushing more taxes, like the head tax. But allies of the mayor say you can't have it both ways. Either corporations pay a little more, or services have to get cut.
If individuals want to cut services from citizens of this city, they need to put that on the table. Everyone is talking in circles, but if you want to make cuts to police, you want to make cuts to streets and sanitations, if you want to make cuts to other pieces of our government, then put that on the table and we can have that debate. But that has not happened. It's been talked about, but no one has brought that forward as a point to talk through.
Now, City Council is slated to meet every day, but Friday this week to try and come to an agreement, which they must do by law before the end of the year or face, as we mentioned, that unprecedented city government shutdown. Sylvia?
So every single day they're going to be meeting, right?
Unless an agreement happens, unless they twist some arms and they come to an agreement and they don't need to meet. But right now it looks like both sides are still firmly entrenched.
All right. Okay, thanks for that, Paris. Well, today is the deadline for the CTA to come up with a new security plan or lose federal funding. The Federal Transit Administration gave the special directive earlier this month. It specifically points to the horrific attack on the Blue Line last month, where a repeat offender set a 26-year-old woman on fire. The feds say the new security plan needs to be put in place by the 19th. Right now, Australia's Prime Minister is proposing tougher gun laws after that mass shooting at a Hanukkah celebration left at least 15 people dead. Police say a 50-year-old father and his 24-year-old son opened fire Saturday at a popular beach in Sydney, where hundreds gathered to mark the start of the Jewish holiday. The father was shot and killed by police, while the son remains hospitalized. Security is being increased at Jewish sites around the world. Providence, Rhode Island police say they are releasing a person of interest in the shooting at Brown University. The shooting on Saturday killed 2 students and left 9 others injured. The release leaves authorities without any suspects. They are now looking for any video surveillance that could help pinpoint the killer's identity. The son of legendary actor and director Rob Reiner has now been arrested in the stabbing death of Reiner and his wife, Michele. The couple were found inside their L.A. home yesterday by their daughter. Law enforcement is now confirming their son, Nick, has been arrested in connection with the murders. Nick is 32 years old and is said to have a long history with drug addiction, which began in his teens. Rob Reiner was an Emmy Award-winning director. His work included movies such as This Is Spinal Tap, A Few Good Men, When Harry Met Sally, and The Princess Bride. Reiner was 78 years old, his wife 68. We're going to have more on this developing story coming up on the news at 4. 3 people are in custody today in connection with the murder of a 16-year-old boy in South Holland. 21-year-old Javon Moore and 20-year-old Deman Smith, along with 16-year-old boy, are facing charges. Moore is the alleged shooter. He is charged with first-degree murder. The other 2 are facing felony murder charges. All 3 are from Phoenix, Illinois. The victim, 16-year-old Devell Holden, was killed on August 2nd. Officials say his murder was a case of mistaken identity. The trial for a Wisconsin judge charged with illegally helping an immigrant evade federal agents is happening today. Judge Hannah Duggan was hearing a case in April against a man charged with battery. Duggan is accused of shoving that man out the back door of her courtroom after learning immigration agents were looking to arrest him for being in the country illegally. Federal agents say they chased him outside and then arrested him shortly after. It is another victory Monday for the Chicago Bears after they bounce back from their loss to the Packers and then take care of business against the Browns. The Bears got a big game from all 3 phases. Caleb Williams threw 2 touchdown passes to DJ Moore. DeAndre Swift scored a pair of touchdowns on the ground, and the defense intercepted the Browns quarterback 3 different times. Bears win big, 31-3. We spoke with Lou about the Bears win on Good Day Chicago this morning, and here's what he had to say.
So the Packers are going to come to Chicago shorthanded for this game on Saturday night. And I'd rather Green Bay be at full strength so the Bears could go after them and win this game, and no one could have the excuse, well, they didn't have Parsons, they didn't have Watsons. You listen, you know, you can only play who you can play, but unfortunate injuries for the Packers. Right now, you are in the playoffs. The Bears had the 7th seed going into the weekend, and then Green Bay loses at Denver, and the Lions lost at Los Angeles, and the Lions aren't part of the top 7 yet. Rams end up winning that game over the Lions. So the Bears are still in the mix. Bigger issue is Green Bay coming up on Saturday, game that can be seen right here on Fox 32 Chicago. Actually, our Bears Game Day live show will come your way early because we need to do the show before the Washington game that's prior to the Bears-Packers game. But you just threw up the standings there, and things are kind of crazy.
That gets the Bears to 10 wins on the season with 3 games left. They can clinch that playoff spot this weekend with a win and a Lions loss. More to come on Fox 32 News at noon. A new round of peace talks taking place with Russia and Ukraine. But President Zelensky is pushing back on the latest Washington demands. After firing its head coach for inappropriate behavior, the University of Michigan says it is now launching a major investigation into the overall culture of its athletic department. Welcome back. It's 12:12. Israel's National Security Council is urging Israelis and Jews worldwide to remain vigilant following the Hanukkah attack in Australia. Trey Yingst has more from Tel Aviv.
The type of atrocities we saw yesterday can't be tolerated.
Police in Australia are ramping up their investigation into the deadly anti-Semitic shooting on Bondi Beach. At least 15 people lost their lives during a terror attack at a Hanukkah celebration. Israeli tourists who traveled to Sydney for the gathering describe a chaotic scene as the shooting started.
I see someone on the ground with the blood. And that moment, I realized it's terror attacks against Jewish people.
Israel's National Security Council is now urging Jews worldwide to avoid unsecured public gatherings as they mark the second night of Hanukkah. And Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is strongly condemning the Australian government, claiming it ignored a growing anti-Semitism problem there for years.
You are not lifting a finger to eliminate these centers of terror. This will lead to more murders. He did nothing. We know there will be more attacks.
Israeli officials also say they warned the Australians of a possible attack before the shooting and that intelligence might not have been taken seriously. Meanwhile, Israeli search and rescue teams have been deployed to Australia to help the local community and make sure there's no further threat.
We're all in this together. We're all human beings. We all bleed the same way. No one bleeds any different. And therefore, we need to work on bringing unity into this world through the lights of Hanukkah.
Police say they are examining possible links between one of the suspects and an ISIS cell in Sydney. In Tel Aviv, Trey Yingst, Fox 32, Chicago.
President Trump says a counterattack will be coming after a surprise attack killed 3 Americans in Syria. The U.S. believes ISIS carried out the shooting. 2 of the victims were members of the Iowa National Guard. The other was a U.S. civilian who was working as a translator. U.S. negotiators say progress is being made in a new round of peace talks to end the war in Ukraine. But President Volodymyr Zelensky is pushing back on Washington's demands that Ukraine give up some territory. Rebecca Castor has the latest.
President Trump's lead negotiators, Steve Witkoff and son-in-law Jared Kushner, are back at the table with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Berlin Monday to push for Washington's peace plan. Talks lasted 5 hours on Sunday, and Zelensky agreed to a major concession, dropping his push to join NATO in exchange for Western security guarantees.
These guarantees have got to be firm and comprehensive to deter Russia from an attack.
But it's unclear where things stand on the future of Ukrainian territory. A previous version of the plan would have required Ukraine to give up land not currently under Russian control, a non-starter for Zelensky.
Remember, our Ukrainian positions and negotiations are strong because we hold our positions on the front line.
For now, the fighting continues and Ukraine needs cash. European leaders are set to meet later this week to discuss ways to keep Kyiv funded, including a plan to use frozen Russian assets to send 90 billion euros to Ukraine over 2 years. Meanwhile, lawmakers in Washington are still pushing for more sanctions against Russia.
I want to pass sanctions against Russia to give tools to President Trump to go after customers who prop Putin's war machine up. This Russia-Ukraine deal cannot be paving the way for a third invasion.
Russian President Vladimir Putin says his side is winning the war and so far has shown no serious sign that he would accept a plan to end the fighting. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox 32 Chicago.
Workers at the Louvre are voting to go on strike after months of mounting pressure following a jewel heist at that museum. The iconic museum closed to the public today as workers demand urgent renovations and staff increases. They're also citing a security breach, which saw thieves pull off a heist in 7 minutes, getting away with $102 million worth of jewels. 4 men have been arrested in that robbery. The crew of JetBlue flight that had just taken off from the Caribbean for New York says their plane nearly collided with a U.S. Air Force plane. This incident happened on Friday when the flight took off just off the coast of Venezuela. The JetBlue crew said they had to stop their ascent to avoid a mid-air collision. The pilot says a U.S. Air Force air-to-air refueler was at the same altitude and passed directly in front of that plane within 5 miles. Let's take a live look outside. Another cold day, but nothing like yesterday, and it's going to get better. Fox 32 meteorologist Caitlin Cody has a quick check of the forecast.
Cold but dry to start off the week. So yes, it was brutally cold over the weekend. Today, temperatures still remain below normal with those wind chills climbing into the teens this afternoon. So make sure you layer up just like you did over the weekend. But luckily, we don't have rain or snow in the forecast today. But we do have gusty wind. We could see winds around 30 to 40 miles per hour today. Temperatures near 40 on Wednesday. So we are going to be warming up over the next few days. More mild air will be settling in for Wednesday and then again on Thursday, but that's the day that we do have the chance for some wet weather before temperatures drop again to end the week on Friday. Here's your Futurecast, taking you through the day. Highs, as mentioned, in the mid to upper 20s, but then we get into this evening. 7:15 and temperatures are already dropping back down to the teens west of the city. And then overnight tonight, it's quiet but cold. And then tomorrow, that's when temperatures are going to be improving back to where we should be for this time of year. Normal high, upper 30s, and that's what I expect for your Tuesday. It is going to be a more sunny day tomorrow, too. A few clouds around, but more sunshine than what we'll have. And then as we take a look, as we move into Wednesday, starting off the day, we are going to have temperatures in the 20s, climbing into the low 30s by lunchtime. And then, as mentioned, highs are going to be back to the upper 30s. 40 on Wednesday, Thursday 45, 28 expected on Friday. So we have that wet weather on Thursday, and then the plummeting temperatures Friday before more mild weather moves in for Saturday with a high of 41.
Thanks, Caitlin. Well, the University of Michigan says it is now launching a full-scale investigation into the practice and overall culture of the university's athletic department. This is all following the firing and arrest of former head football coach Sharon Moore. Last week, the university says it found credible evidence that Moore had an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Just hours after his firing, Moore allegedly showed up at that staff member's apartment. He is now facing charges of home invasion, stalking, and breaking and entering. His next court appearance is scheduled for January 22nd. The Kansas City Chiefs will be missing the playoffs for the first time in 10 years. This has been a down year for the Chiefs, and now they have even bigger concerns after star quarterback Patrick Mahomes suffered a season-ending ACL tear. This happened in the fourth quarter of their loss to the Chargers. Mahomes will likely not be ready for the beginning of next season. Well, someone could claim a massive prize just in time for the holidays. The Powerball jackpot now stands at $1.1 billion. That is the sixth largest jackpot in the game's history, but still not the biggest this year. The last jackpot claimed in the multi-state lottery was in September. That one was worth $1.7 billion. Mariah Carey is heading to the Olympics. The organizing committee and the pop star announcing that Carey will be performing at the opening ceremony of the Milano Cortina Winter Games. The ceremony will take place on February 6th of next year. Well, you don't have to head to Italy to walk through a winter wonderland. We're getting a special preview of the Winter Wonderfest that's happening at Navy Pier just ahead.
Here.
It is one of those stunning headlines that's hard to wrap your head around. Actor and director Rob Reiner and his wife Michele found stabbed to death in their LA home. And now one of their sons has been arrested as police investigate their deaths. Rob Reiner's movies have contributed to so many different people's lives through generations. Ashley Dvorkin has the latest on his career.
My father was my idol.
Actor, director, producer, and writer Rob Reiner went into the family business of entertainment, following in the footsteps of his father, Carl Reiner, and his mother, Estelle.
Is that all?
Rob Reiner had his big breakout role on the sitcom All in the Family in 1971, playing Archie and Edith Bunker's son-in-law, a role which earned him 2 Emmys.
What do you call this?
While he continued his acting career, his work as a director took the spotlight early. His directing debut was the mockumentary This Is Spinal Tap in 1984, which he would later revisit in the 2025 reunion sequel, Spinal Tap 2: The End Continues.
This is really a good time.
His other early directing credits included the 1986 coming-of-age film Stand By Me and romantic comedies, which would go on to become classics.
Prepare to die.
In 1987, he directed and produced the fantasy adventure The Princess Bride.
It's not the same for men.
A couple years later, the story of 2 friends who can't help but fall in love in When Harry Met Sally, starring Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan.
I don't want her spit!
The 90s brought thrillers and dramas, including the Stephen King novel-inspired Misery with Kathy Bates and James Caan, and A Few Good Men with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson.
We could do this.
In 2007, he directed Nicholson and Morgan Freeman in The Bucket List and consistently worked behind the camera from there. While promoting his 2014 film And So It Goes, he talked about a common theme in his romantic movies.
I tell the same story, basically. It's basically the way I view men and women. Women are just more mature than men. I don't care what age. They know what's important in life, and the men run around like idiots trying to figure that out until they meet a woman that can show them what's important.
At the 2024 Emmys, as the show honored 75 years of television, he reflected on his family's role in shaping it.
My father started in the late 40s, early 50s on the Show of Shows with Sid Caesar, and I've said, you know, he was on television before we owned the television. And we've seen the progression of what's happened, and then there's an explosion that we're seeing now.
Throughout his career, Reiner was recognized by the Directors Guild of America with several nominations for some of the many iconic films he created. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Tributes have been pouring in for Reiner, including one from former President Barack Obama, who said the late director created some of the, quote, most cherished stories on the screen. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Here's some of the stories that we're following for you this afternoon. The son of legendary actor and director Rob Reiner has now been arrested in the stabbing death of Reiner and his wife, Michele. The couple were found inside their L.A. home yesterday by their daughter. Law enforcement is now confirming that Nick Reiner has been arrested. He is 32 years old, is said to have a long history with drug addiction, which began in his teens. We're going to have more on this developing story coming up on the news at 4. Right now, Australia's Prime Minister proposing tougher gun laws after a mass shooting at a Hanukkah celebration left at least 15 people dead. Police say a 50-year-old father and his 24-year-old son opened fire Saturday on a popular beach in Sydney, where hundreds gathered to mark the start of the Jewish holiday. The father was shot and killed by police, while the son remains hospitalized. Security is being increased at Jewish sites around the world. Today is the deadline for the CTA to come up with a new security plan or lose federal funding. The Federal Transit Administration gave the special directive earlier this month. It specifically points to the horrific attack on the Blue Line last month, where a repeat offender set a 26-year-old woman on fire. The feds say the new security plan needs to be in place by the 19th. Let's check on the forecast for you. Cold outside, but it's going to get better. Meteorologist Caitlin Cody has another check of our forecast. Caitlin.
All right, so today it is going to be a cold day. Temperatures better than we were yesterday, so we are going to have improvement there, but we have a few clouds around and gusty winds are expected. No rain or snow in the forecast, though, for your Monday. Let's talk about these winds, because I'm talking about gusts above 30 miles per hour. Well, by this evening, slowly they're going to die down. You can see, though, we stay elevated above 20-mile-per-hour wind gusts expected through at least 3 or 4 p.m. before things do calm down. So the wind chill, it's really going to play a role in how you should prepare before you head out the door. So let's take you through your day, the rest of the evening, feeling like the single digits. Get to 5 o'clock, right around 13 for us in Chicago. And then tonight, we're dropping back down to the single digits. And tomorrow, it is going to be another cold day, but the temperatures, they're going to be improving. Again, we're stair-stepping up tomorrow. It's going to feel like we could be in the mid and upper 20s when our actual temperature is back to the 30s. Here's our future cast. So again, as mentioned, generally quiet today outside of the gusty winds, the cold temperatures. Tomorrow, more sunshine, temperatures back to where we should be. And we're going to continue to step up to the 40s with quiet conditions on Wednesday. But then on Thursday, that's when we have our chance for some wet weather returning in the form of rain, and then over to a rain-snow mix as temperatures drop. So here's your 7-day outlook. Laying it out for you today is going to be the coldest with a high of about 24. Tomorrow, back to 36. And then we could be tagging that 40-degree point on Wednesday. Then temperatures back to the mid-40s on Thursday with that chance for rain, turning over to a rain-snow mix as temperatures drop down to 15 Thursday night. And Friday is going to be cold. So don't forget, Thursday, even though it's going to be mild, we're not holding on to the mild air. In fact, Friday, 28 is going to be our high. Then this weekend, we rebound nicely. Saturday around 41, Sunday looking to be at about 35. So temperatures are going to be above normal for Saturday, which will be nice and assist with the melting around Chicagoland.
All right, thanks, Caitlin. Winter Wonderfest has become a Chicago tradition where you can experience the magic of the season indoors. Gabriella Primus is at Navy Pier with what you can expect during the holidays.
You know what, guys? There is not a bad angle in here. And yeah, you don't have to worry about the temperature in here. It's also always a comfortable 72 degrees. Winter Wonderfest here at Navy Pier and Festival Hall. It is huge, and there's, like I said, not a bad angle. I'm with Miguel. You are the program manager here of the Winter Wonderfest. We had to get on the carousel because we had to get on the fun. It's not just for kids. But tell us all that there is to explore here.
Yeah, so right now we're on the carousel, but we actually have a lot of hard rides throughout the event. So you'll definitely see things like the cliffhanger where you're feeling like Superman. You'll see different types of bumper cars. You'll see an ice skating rink. And then you'll see some inflatables as well for like the children. So like bouncy houses, inflatable slides, things of that nature. One thing that we're really super excited to add this year, we added an Arctic arcade right behind you over there. So you can play a bunch of video games, retro games, some of the newer games too, some hockey, you know, air hockey, foosball, that nature. So yeah, a lot of fun things for the kids this year.
Okay, we're gonna have Mike. Mike, go ahead, turn this puppy on. We need to get on the fun. It's not just for kids, though, right? It's for families, friends, whoever may want to come.
All ages. So yeah, I'll see adults like locked in the arcade sometimes. We also have a Winter Wonder stage this year, so you'll see some of the best house DJs and dance DJs throughout the city performing. A lot of community groups as well, so like youth dancers and things like that.
You know what? I haven't been on a carousel in a while, and it's still going a little bit fast. What are kids' reactions when they come in here for the first time?
Man, so when we first opened the doors, we had the Boys and Girls Club have like a sneak preview night, and they just started screaming and running right in, and they started going to all the rides. So it's like instant because you just see all the rides right away when you walk in, you know, all the light assets and stuff as well to take those pictures with the family. So super fun for the whole family, honestly.
I know, speaking of, yeah, there's great photo ops everywhere, including here. Hello. But you also have some like frame photos that you guys can pick out from, etc.
Yeah, so we have like a professional team. So if you want like that professional photo, either with Santa up in the front of the pier, or here we have like this train photo up where you can get your little ones on the train. Or definitely also recommend the photo op by the big tree. That's been a popular one this season. Definitely come with like the mood for some sweet treats. We have rainbow cone, we have some Kilwins fudge, hot chocolate, things like that. But if you're really hungry, you're going to want to go into the Navy Pier, and we have a lot of food partners throughout the pier. Great restaurants to check out.
All right, we'll have more information about Winter Wonderfest on our website, fox32chicago.com. You and I are going to go for a couple more spins. We almost did the obstacle course together, guys, but I thought I wasn't really in the right apparel for that.
Thanks for that, Gabby. Coming up, a new feature that's meant to make it easier for you to switch phone providers is now prompting a lawsuit. We'll have details and much more just ahead. Welcome back. It's 12:39, taking a live look at the New York Stock Exchange. Right now, the Dow Jones is trading below 130 points. Now it's time to look at your best business headlines. That is with CJ Papa.
SpaceX kicking off a Wall Street bake-off, interviewing banks this week to advise on a potential IPO. The company telling employees that a public offering could come as early as next year, though timing remains uncertain. SpaceX's valuation climbing toward an estimated $800 billion. iRobot, the maker of the Roomba robot vacuum cleaner, has filed for bankruptcy reorganization. The business is dealing with increased competition from lower-priced rivals and U.S. tariffs. iRobot says the robot vacuum cleaners will continue to function normally while it restructures and anticipates no disruptions to the product or app. And which service is better, AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile? The Wall Street Journal says the three are fighting for customers. Verizon and T-Mobile both have promotions to lure customers from their competitors. Last month, T-Mobile introduced Easy Switch, and Verizon's Bring Your Bill campaign urges you to upload your bill or bring it to the store to get a counter offer. AT&T is suing over Easy Switch, saying it intruded into its computer systems. That's business. CJ Papa, Fox 32, Chicago.
Our noon show will be wrapping up in just about 20 minutes, but Chicago Live is just getting started. And Anita is standing by with a look at what's ahead for us. Hey, Anita.
Hey, Sylvia. Yeah, we're kicking off a brand new week with a few conversations on major events that really took place over the weekend. I'm going to be talking to Congressman Brad Schneider about the bipartisan statement from all 25 Jewish House members on both sides of the aisle on that horrific attack, anti-Semitic attack at that, at Bonsai Beach in Australia. TMZ is going to be joining me as they are working feverishly to cover the latest on Rob and Michele Reiner's murders, as now their son is in custody for that heinous attack. Incredibly sad, and a still developing story there. Also, our own Cassie Carlson is going to be with me to talk more about the Bears' 10th win this season. It's been years since anyone in Chicago has been able to say that. That was against the Browns. They got that win. But more importantly, as some of the players have said, they have that get-back game coming up this weekend against the Packers this Saturday. So it's a short week for them. We're also going to be talking about a few other things. Porch Pirates, now that packages are going back and forth from home to home. Waymo's efforts to get Illinoisans to hail driverless cabs. The DEA's latest campaign for a fentanyl-free America. That is a really important discussion. And then Pastor Kenyatta Smith from Another Chance Church on the South Side is going to be telling us how we can all help to provide Christmas toys for 5,000 Chicago area children. It's a part of his Miracle on 95th Street. We always love to be able to help him out with that, as he is able to assist so many kids in being able to smile for Christmas. It all starts at 1 o'clock online here for another day of Chicago Live. So we'll see everybody then.
All right, thanks for that, Anita. We'll see you then. Coming up next, Jake's taking us under the sea for a look at the new Spongebob movie. Plus, you're not going to believe where we found some of the most festive hot chocolate of the season. Yeah, that's coming up with Pizza Portofino when we come back. Welcome back, everybody. It's 12:45. How does a nice hot chocolate sound right about now? Well, you can get your fill at, of all places, Pizza Portofino. The Riverfront Hotspot is doing a new hot chocolate service. And joining us now to tell us all about it is Executive Chef Jeff Smeal. Jeff, thanks for coming in. I love this idea. So this is the second year you've done it.
Yes.
It was so popular, you brought it back. Tell me about that.
It's even more popular this year. It's just crazy. I think we sold like 50 yesterday or something.
Wow. And is this available like throughout the day and the evening?
All day, all night. Yeah, I mean, this is just our chance to kind of get in front of the guests and do something to order and just like fun, you know?
I love it. It's a great idea. So this is hot chocolate for two. Tell me how this works. I love this setup. It's beautiful.
So basically, we make it to order. So this is like little TV magic here.
Okay.
But, we do house-made ginger snap cookies. We do house-made marshmallows. We have some candied oranges. We have some candy canes, some rock candy.
Okay, this is so festive. So show me then. I want to see. Do we actually have some hot chocolate in here?
I have hot chocolate.
Awesome.
Be careful, might be a little warm.
Okay, so tell me. Oh, that looks so thick and creamy. Tell me how you guys make this.
So we make it to order, but basically the key here is whole milk and just really, really nice chocolate.
Okay.
Like I know we're an Italian restaurant, but we just use like really good French chocolate.
Good, creamy French chocolate, right?
The best.
And then, so if I am to order this, I'm going to get this whole setup. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, I want the camera. I don't know if you guys can get a shot of this because this is so cute. Look what comes at this, including a few peppermint sprinkles, right? Okay, so if I was at your restaurant, here's what I would do, Jeff. What would you do? Come on,
I would probably drown in marshmallows.
Oh, really? You're a marshmallow guy, huh?
100%.
And then tell me about the cookies. Is that baked in-house as well?
Yeah, so our pastry team takes care of all cookies and the marshmallows as well. So.
Okay, and then look at this. I remember eating this as a kid.
Yeah.
Are people dunking this sugar? What do we call this?
It's like rock candy. It's kind of like an ode to like the old school candies you get back in the day.
I love it.
Yeah.
And you think that's what makes part of this so attractive is, I mean, you know, people this is old school. It's kind of a tradition, and it just makes you feel warm inside, right?
It does, and it's also delicious.
Yeah, okay, so it's been a huge hit. If I go in, this is considered dessert, or can I just come in and do this as well?
You can do whatever you want. I would say most people are dessert, but in the mornings we get people just swing in from the street, get some hot chocolate, chill out for a minute, look at the river.
Oh, it's so pretty. This is so good. And if you've never been to Pizza Portofino, explain everybody what it is. I mean, look at these pictures. Since you guys opened a few years ago, it's all enclosed now, so you can enjoy it in the winter too, right?
Yeah, so it's a heated enclosed patio, so it's nice and warm in the winter. Basically, we're a Neapolitan-style pizza. We do like coastal food, a lot of fresh pastas, a lot of pizzas. More of a thin crust kind of pizza, something you can kind of eat fast and be in and out with.
It's so delicious. You brought just a couple of here. The pasta's amazing, and your salads too.
Yeah.
What would you say, though, is the most popular thing on the menu? You actually offer quite a few different pizzas.
Yeah, I mean, we try to be really seasonal and do fun stuff. I'd say still the most popular is going to be your pepperoni pizza.
Yeah, really? That's the one they always fall back on, huh?
Yeah, it's always funny. I do at the end of the week, I'll do my, see what we sold for the week, and it'll be like
pepperoni.
1,500 pepperoni pizzas.
Yeah, everybody always goes. You do one that has a little bit of honey on it. I like that one. What's that called?
It's a pepperoni. We do a little.
It's the pepperoni.
Yeah, we do like a little farm honey. It's like a dark honey. It's a little less sweet, and we cook it with some Calabrian chilies to give a little heat. Okay,
I highly recommend you make a reservation because this is a popular spot. Are you guys doing anything for New Year's? Because there are going to be riverfront fireworks, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
We throw a big party every New Year's, so we have we kind of shut down for a little while, reset, and it's just a huge party at night.
Wow.
And then the next day we have like a big brunch where everyone kind of,
recovery?
Yeah, exactly. Eat some pasta, get some garlic bread, that kind of thing.
How many people can you guys seat?
Oh, I want to say just over 200 all day.
Wow.
A little more in summer because we expand the patio a little bit because we're right on the river.
Oh, that's great. And then you also have some classes coming up, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Now they're just not quite so crazy. We have a chance to kind of do some fun stuff. Like today we have a cocktail class, and I spent 6 hours yesterday making my mom's lasagna for it.
Oh, I love that.
And then on January 6th we're doing a pasta class. We're going to kind of do a tour of Italy. We're going to do Tuscany first. So we brought some pepperdelle bolognese.
Oh, nice. That's what this is. Okay.
Yeah. And we're going to do a tableside risotto. And then on January 20th we're going to go to Naples.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, you're telling me about all these great classes. I imagine the cocktail class, which you said is tonight.
Yes.
That's probably sold out.
Yeah, we always
Yeah, exactly. And so are there openings for these other ones you just mentioned?
Yeah, I think we just went live last week. So
okay, so remind everybody where you're located and how long this hot chocolate set is going to be around.
Probably just after New Year's, I would expect.
Okay, and you are what address? You know it. I'm putting you on the spot.
317 North Clark Street.
Good job. Sometimes you go to work every day, but you don't necessarily know your phone number or your address.
Yeah. Well.
Jeff, thank you so much. This looks absolutely amazing, and I can attest to the hot chocolate, you guys. It's absolutely delicious. Happy holidays. Thank you for coming in. We'll be right back.
Patrick.
Long ago, one sailor fell under a wicked curse. The only way to lift this curse is to find the world's most innocent soul.
I'm ready.
If the children are looking for some fun this weekend, why not visit your favorite pineapple under the sea? The SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants opens in theaters this weekend, and Jake spoke with the voices of SpongeBob, Patrick, and even Mark Hamill himself about strange fan requests and why SpongeBob could soon help you navigate traffic on the Dan Ryan.
What is the most strange place or strange thing you've been asked to say in one of your iconic voices where you just sort of go like, that's the thing you want me to say in this place right now?
Well, once in a while there's a rule. Hey, could you do the SpongeBob laugh? I'm using the bathroom. You know, it's not a good time. Close that door. But that maybe is the only rule I have.
That never happened.
It happened 3 times today. I gotta learn to lock the door.
And Joker said so many inappropriate things.
Listen, Boopsy.
I'll tell you, when they'll ask you in an airport, and you don't want to draw attention to yourself, you know, trying to get to the gate or whatever. So you have to, you know, improvise and try and find the best way to do it. I've whispered in people's ears.
Yeah.
Joker here.
Yeah.
Very quietly. It's the quiet Joker.
Well, sometimes people go, hey, can I hear you cuss as SpongeBob? And I'm like, no. They go, why? I go, because I like having a job. Yeah, that's why.
A lot of times when you...
I like being employed.
I heard once some people that were they were military and they were at a nearby base, and they saw me and they asked me to record a few things that they could use during morning drill.
Cool.
Which was really cool, and I can't remember any specifics, but it was get in line, you know, it was a get in line, or whatever it was.
Have you done?
Okay, so I've got about 50 things I'm going to go through. I'm going to need each of you guys to say. So sit
No
tight
problem.
now.
Lightning round.
He's on Waze now. You can order a SpongeBob app, and what you turn left here.
Yeah, SpongeBob just did WAZE, the Waze direction giving, you know, device. So if you want SpongeBob to tell you where to go, slow down.
In Chicago, it's just going to be, seriously, you're still not moving?
Yeah, come on. Oh, man. I'm still on the Dan Ryan.
I love that. What a fun interview. Thanks, Jake. The SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants opens in theaters on Friday. And as we head to a break, we want to remind you that Fox 32 Chicago, PNC Bank, and the Chicago Bears are teaming up with the Greater Chicago Food Depository to help feed local families in need. So every dollar you give now will triple to provide 9 meals. You can help out by going online to chicagofoodbank.org.
What?